Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I've got the FlySky FS-GT5. Red Cat Racing's your North American distributor for FlySky products. And in this transmitter, we've got a ton of features to talk about today. 20 model memory, traction control, stability control. We've got braking with 6 configurable settings to make it easier and multiple sensors, bidirectional communication, with crystal 1% calibration, So let's turn the transmitter on, and what you'll see is it illuminates this background with model number 1 and the battery volts. First thing you can do is you can customize the lights at the very bottom to a different color, just a neat little feature. If you hold the back button down with one finger and then rotate the dial, you can see that it changes the different colors. Find one that you like and go ahead and set it to that. And then by pushing the center dial, it'll highlight the model or any of the settings that you want to change. So when you select that, it goes to model 1. You've got GTA5, which is fully customizable, and all you have to do is rotate the dial to get the different settings that you want to adjust. So in this case, selecting the model, if you push down on the center dial, you can choose up to 20 different models. Click it again, rotate the dial, and you can change the name. You've got throttle reverse, steering, throttle, and auxiliary servos. And then you've got your endpoint adjustments, great for fine-tuning where you want those servos to stop. And then you've got sub-trim for fine-tuning. You've got dual rates if you want to dial something down or crank it up. And then you've got your exponential. It does have an ABS, so it can handle braking functions. You've got different trim settings. It does have a fail-safe. And then, of course, what this transmitter is kind of known for is being a crawler transmitter. Mode A is standard. Mode B puts you into reverse steering. Mode C is four-wheel steering. Mode D is opposite steering. And then, of course, you've got it off. And then the SVC is specifically designed for traction control. On multiple surfaces, this gives you a little additional functionality. So really easy to make these adjustments when you're using the transmitter. Let's go ahead and take it outside and see once how it works in real life. So today I'm outside with the Axial Wraith Spawn, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the settings for this particular vehicle. What I notice is when I hit the trigger, it's really sensitive and it's really punchy. So what I can do is I can dial down that sensitivity, both in forward and reverse. I can dial down that sensitivity. So if I go into here, push down, all I have to do is turn the dial, and I'm going to go to my expo. Hit that. Right now I'm on my steering expo. I'm going to change that over to throttle, and LFU is forward momentum. So click down on that, and I'm going to up my percentage by twisting the dial to 50% and see what that does. Press down to set it, and then give it a little push. It's much better. As you can see, it's not nearly as sensitive, but I think I'd like just a little bit more. So I'm going to push down on this again a second time to get the percentage, and I'm going to dial it all the way up to about 80%. Make it a nice long pull. And then to get reverse, all I'm going to do is push back, and it goes to RBD. Push down, dial up my percentage, and reverse I think I'm going to put at 50%. So what this does is this allows me to fine tune, push down to set it, and this allows me to fine tune where I get my most acceleration, which is going to be at the end of the throttle. So if I push full throttle, it's going to give me all the juice I need, but around the neutral, it's going to be really sensitive for crawling over some of this stuff. So let's take a closer look how this works. So nice and soft around neutral, but when I need more gas, I've got it at the, or if I need more throttle, I've got it by pushing full down, and I can get over some of those obstacles. Nice and smooth around neutral, makes it really easy to drive this particular vehicle. Stuck on some logs here. And that's where I've got my full throttle, so I can hopefully get out of it. There we go. Okay, so now as I'm driving, I do need to adjust the steering trim and throttle trim, and there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can do it on the fly, or you can come in here and adjust the actual trim settings according to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust this right here on the fly. Okay, let's go back a little bit, make sure we're driving straight. I'm still going just a little bit left, so adjust it a little bit more. And what you can see when you're adjusting it is it actually puts it automatically on the trim, which is kind of nice. Okay, same thing with the throttle trim. Right now I'm happy with where the throttle is at neutral, so I'm okay there. So right now we've got that dialed in. Really simple adjustments, and I like the fact that it takes you right to the screen. So if you want to make further adjustments, you can do that right from the screen. So pretty nice setting from FlySky on the GT5 here. Okay, so where do I come in with the FlySky GT5? Well, first of all, I'd like this transmitter. It's a light transmitter. It's balanced really well. It's comfortable to hold. Comes with a couple different size grips, so depending on how big your hand is, you can make it a little bit more customizable to you. The one thing I did notice is it does have a little bit of a plasticky feel, especially with the dial here. It is a little bit more of a plasticky feel than maybe some of the higher end transmitters, but it doesn't detract from the fact that I think this is quite a value. Speaking of value, what we're talking about is a $99 transmitter with receiver, and it's a 6-channel. You just don't see that out there very often in a pistol style grip transmitter especially. So pretty surprising that it's coming in at that, and not only that, you're going to be able to find it cheaper online. There's no doubt about it. So this has to be a contender if you're looking, especially if you're in the crawler world, because of the functionalities that it has for the crawlers. We didn't get into it a ton, but the thing about that is you can add the additional servos, the additional channels, the accessories, the lights, the winches, the differentials, the transmissions. You can do all of that with this transmitter, so it's fantastic. Now, some of the other things that I didn't really mention so far that it's worth noting is this also has full telemetry. So you get that iBus support from FlySky. You've got 140 channel frequency here that really reduces, or 140 channel frequency hopping that really reduces interference from the other transmitter. And then it also uses a unique ID recognition system, which allows it to be bound to only the radio and receiver to communicate with each other. So low power consumption as well. The only thing that's on is down here, your model and your volts, and then this light here, and then of course the connection to the receiver. So there's no additional lights on when you're talking the screen here. So low power consumption is really going to save your batteries. And then of course it's got that fail-safe mode to protect your truck if you do happen to lose signal at some point. So some really good stuff from here for 99 bucks retail, less than that if you shop around. Boy, it's going to be hard. Tell me what you think about this, because this is quite an offering, I think, and when you're talking about the price and the value, I'd love to know what you guys think about it.